Hi, Oscar. I'll start pretty basic here. How are you? How are you feeling?
I feel good. It feels good to be here. Obviously, close to the guys and being in the locker room is something I really missed. Um, so I'm doing good. Can't complain. Obviously, it's a little different not being on the ice and practice and all that, but I can't complain right now.
I know it's still pretty early days, but how do you feel in terms of your recovery and hopes of playing for next year?
Feel pretty good. Obviously, it's been just 4 weeks, so it's going to take some time, and obviously there's pain because of the surgery, but just overall, I'm really happy, and the surgery overall was really successful. So I'm really happy where I'm at right now, but obviously I have a long way to go with the recovery. So I'm going to do my best during the time in Sweden now.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Oscar, is this, in terms of mentally, is this fun to be actually at the hockey rink around your teammates as opposed to being back in Sweden?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, coming to the rink is the happening of the day. Just to be able to talk to the guys and see the staff and all the guys who's been around me the last 8 years or so. So I'm really happy to be here, and obviously just to sit around and talk to the guys gives me a lot. Instead of just sitting home and not doing anything, especially in these crazy times. So I'm really happy to be here today.
And were you holding your breath like most people would be in a major surgery, that when the doctor came out, he said, we can fix this, because it's one of those things where the doctor is going to go in and hopefully it's positive news.
Yeah, for sure. There's always a risk, and when it's a fairly big surgery like that, you really want the best surgery possible, and he was the right man for the job. So I'm really happy. The surgery overall was successful, and now I'm just looking forward.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hey, Oscar. I was wondering if you can give me a little bit of a timeline. How come you waited this long to have surgery on it as opposed to at the end of last season?
It was just a matter of the situation overall with COVID, I think. And like I said, the guy who did the incision and had surgery with me is probably the best in North America. And in the situation I really only wanted the best. So it was just a matter of getting a good solution with the COVID and getting into the States. Obviously, he's based in Cleveland, and it's not really easy to travel these days.
Was this something that you thought you might be able to play through, or did it eventually have to realize you had surgery, or is this something that you knew you were going to have surgery on it before you could play again?
Yeah, I knew I was going to have surgery. It was just a matter of time. And obviously, this is not something that just happened overnight. It's been going on for quite some time. So I'm just really happy to have it done. And like I said, now when the surgery is done, I'm just looking forward. And even now, I just feel a big relief that I have it done and feeling progress.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
So is there any way, Oscar, how you doing, by the way? Is there any way for you to know that your shoulder's good to go and you're going to have a long NHL career until you go in the corner and get labeled by some forechecker?
Yeah, I wish I had more answers, but we're just gonna wait and see. Like I said, it's been a big serious surgery, and we got to give it some time. And for me to say here I'm gonna be ready in October or November or whatever, it's impossible. We're just gonna give it some time. And like I said, I'm gonna do all my best to get the best shoulder I can possibly get.
Do you plan? Obviously, you're rehabbing hard and you're going to be in great shape. You always were. Will you play your normal regime of summer hockey and all, in August with guys in Sweden and come over here the same way? Do we feel like you can sort of train for a next season the way you would normally train for next season?
Hopefully. Once again, it's kind of boring. I'm just going to take 1 week at a time here to see where the shoulder's at. But as soon as overall, like training and the off ice and stuff, I can probably do it all. And we have a good group of guys in my hometown that I've been spending most of my summers with the last 7 or 8 years. So I know what I have to do to prepare myself to play in this league now. But once again, I'm just going to take 1 week at a time to see where I'm at.
Reed Wilkins, 630 Ched.
Hi, Oscar. Good to see you. I just was hoping to clarify the nature of the surgery, because I remember when you spoke in January, I think you might have even said that a shoulder replacement could have been on the table. Can you sort of clarify what exactly happened with the surgery?
To be honest, it's a lot of medical terms, obviously, and I don't really want to go into what kind of surgery it was, but it was a fairly significant surgery, obviously, and it's going to take some time, and I'm gonna really be smart and rush slowly, because obviously I still want to play hockey and have a good life after. So I really want to make sure I'm smart enough to do the rehab in the right timeline. So once again, I know it's really boring, but I'm just going to take 1 week and 1 month at a time here to see where I'm at in June and July, August.
And you mentioned you want to have a good life outside of hockey as well. And when you spoke to us a few months ago, you were really honest about that was part of what you were weighing. How is your mindset there with that now too? That obviously everything you're saying today indicates you want to play in the NHL again, but are you still kind of feeling the same way about the life outside of hockey part of it?
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to quality of life, I think every guy in here, that's priority number one. That you want to have a good life after hockey as well. Obviously, I want to come back playing, but and I've been playing with pain. I think most of us have been playing with pain for many games and maybe a long time. But when it affects your private life and how you sleep and how you cannot really put your clothes on or lift anything, it's different. And that's why I came to a point where I really wanted to have this surgery done, because it's obviously you can play with a lot of pain on the ice, and obviously it's a lot of mental. And if you go out there and really want to help the guys, obviously you can play through a lot. But when you get home to your apartment or your house or whatever, you cannot really sleep or get the rest you need or even put your clothes on. It gets really mentally tough, and that's something hopefully I can get a good quality life after hockey. But still, I'm not giving up on the NHL.
Daniel Ingram-Bowman, The Athletic.
Hey, Oscar, can you just kind of walk us through maybe the next steps, like when you're heading back to Sweden and what maybe is kind of the earlier stages of the rehab? What would that be like for you?
Now in the beginning, it's not really a lot I can do, because it's still it's going to take some time for the muscles to heal, and they need some time. Obviously, it's going to be very boring not to be around the guys here, hopefully in the playoffs and all that, because I'm going to go home for a bit, and then obviously come back and see the doctors to check up on things. But once again, I'm just going to go home and do my best, the best I can do to be in the best shape I can be in the late summer.
Sorry, when are you leaving for Sweden?
We haven't decided yet,
Okay.
but I'll probably going to go home. Obviously, when COVID is pretty bad over here, so for me, just sitting around in my place when you guys go on the road is not ideal. So we're just trying to find a good solution for that.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Just a couple of things, Oscar. Is you can't discuss what you did with your shoulder. Is it your left shoulder?
Yeah, it's my left shoulder. Yeah.
And it's the same shoulder that you had problems with when you got drafted?
Yeah, it's been the same one.
Okay, and one other question. The expansion draft, would you be shocked or disappointed if the Oilers left you unprotected because they don't know about your shoulder?
I wouldn't be shocked. Obviously, I want to be here, and I wouldn't. Obviously, my whole NHL career has been here in Edmonton, and I love the city, and I love the organization and the guys here. But it's business. I understand Kenny is in a situation, a tough situation for all the NHL teams when it comes to protecting players for the expansion draft. But there's nothing I can really do, or there's nothing I can prevent. Like I just gonna do everything I can in my power to be ready when the puck drops. And if it's in Seattle or at Edmonton, that's not up to me.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Sounds like, if respectfully I'll say this, it sounds maybe like you're a little scared about this. Is this a scary thing to go through?
Oh yeah, for sure. And it was it's been really mentally tough, knowing that you're gonna need surgery and you're not 100% sure if you're gonna come back playing or how your quality of life is gonna be after the hockey career, how it's going to be in 20 years. And when you start thinking about it, it's life. It's more than hockey, obviously. But obviously, I'm here because I love hockey and playing the best league in the world. It's obviously a dream of mine when I was growing up. So I want to be here and stay here as long as possible. But hockey is it's a small thing in life if you see it overall.
Yeah, I look at players like, I don't know if you know Johan Franzen, Ryan Kessler.
Yeah.
You know, there's guys who, like, they love playing, man, and those two guys they went through a wall for you.
Yeah.
And now that it's over, they question sometimes why they went through that wall so many times.
Yeah.
Are you having that talk with yourself sometimes?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Mark. I think most of the hockey players, when they're out there and they're in the zone, I think it's really hard to put value or see, to be smart in the big picture. Obviously, when you get a surgery like this, you really start wondering if it's worth it. But obviously, it's a matter of risk or how my life might look in 20 years. So. But once again, it's not really up to me. What is up to me right now is what I can do, and that's just try to stay in shape and obviously take care of my shoulder the best way I can right now.
Daniel Ingram, The Athletic.
Oscar, I just was curious on more of a lighter topic here. Just your thoughts. I'm sure as you've been in Edmonton, had a chance to watch the team play a little bit, and how, especially from a defensive position, you're finding the guys, and Nurse obviously really stepping up this year, and some of the younger guys kind of percolating through.
No, obviously I've been keeping track of the boys even from back home, even though it's in the middle of the night. You talk to the guys and see how they are. And obviously, it's a very special year for all of us. But I think we're in a good way here. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the last couple of games here, and obviously playoffs. That's where we all want to be. Like you said, Nurse has been playing unreal, taking some big steps, and it's gonna be very interesting to follow these guys. The fun part of the year. This is what we've been waiting for, and I know how it is. I've been fortunate enough to be here when we had a great playoff run. I mean, obviously it's different when you don't have fans in the building, but it's something special about playoff hockey.
Great. Thank you, Oscar. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Final question, Jim Matheson.
Just a couple more, Oscar. By the way, it's great to hear your voice, and you've been missed by not only the fans and the players, but the media. In terms of Adam Larsson, you played a lot with him. Now it seems like you're not here, and he has to play with every left shot defenseman on the team except Darnell Nurse. How do you feel? How do you think Adam's doing?
He's been really solid for us, and I think the way he's playing right now, it's so important to have a guy who's really solid and plays the way Adam is doing and has been doing. I think we all know who follow the Oilers what Adam is capable of, and he's going to be very, very important for this team, certainly in the playoffs. So hopefully he can keep it up. Hopefully the whole group of guys can keep it up, because it's been a tough year for him. A lot of games, and obviously going into the last couple of games here, the stretch before the playoffs is going to be interesting, but it's also going to be a big challenge, and it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle it.
One last question. Did the doctor tell you after the surgery you can play again?
That's the thing. It's tough to say. He says I might be able to play again, but there's always going to be a risk. Okay. And we're just going to see where I'm at, when the rehab time is coming to an end and it's time to make a decision. Obviously, we're going to follow up during the time many times. But he's optimistic, but he cannot really guarantee anything.
Okay, good. Thank you.